Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Butterfly Princess Show. Tonight, I'm joined by Andrew, Braiden, and Chris, and we're going to be talking about their production of Cover Boys, which is written by Andrew Braiden, and Chris is one of the cast members. Unfortunately, all the cast members of the play can't be with us tonight, so we've just got Andy and Chris who's going to talk to us about it. Hi, Bill. Thank you for joining me.
Not a problem. Nice to speak to you.
Yeah, nice to speak to you.
So, firstly, about the introduction, could you tell us who you were? Obviously, we know who you are, Andrew and Chris, but could you tell us who your characters are and who the other characters of the cast members are who can't be with us tonight?
Well, I'll let Andy kick it off.
Well, one of the main characters, he's called Edward. He's a bit of the story kind of centers mainly around him. He's a bit of a snobby character, looks down his nose at all the other actors. And the show that's going on in the play, he sees that as his ticket on to better things. So it really means a lot to him. It doesn't mean as much to the other actors, including myself, the guy that I plays called Bob. He's just doesn't really get involved too much in the acting. Picks up these bit parts here and there. Struggles to remember his lines. Again, he's looked down on by Edward as well. And from that, me and Chris's character Sammy kind of like pal up together and take the joke a lot with Edward and make fun of him. Other than that, we've got one more character that joins us in the cupboard, and he's called Colin. And he's a bit older than the other characters. He's like the voice of reason. And he has a bit more of a calming influence over the rest of us. And then Sammy.
Yeah. Hi everyone. The character I'm playing is called Sammy, and Sammy is the character who I'm playing. Sammy very much doesn't want to be in the production. He's not an actor. He doesn't like being there. He's used to building sets. He's used to doing things behind the scenes. He clashes with Edward all the way through the play. With Sammy being a bit of a scouter and Edward being a bit of a snobby, snotty person, there's a big clash there. And all the way through the show, Sammy is constantly winding up Edward. But I can't say too much because there's lots of surprises in the show, so we don't really want to.
Yeah,
we don't want to spoil it too much.
We don't want to give too much away. You can say a bit too much sometimes. With it being a short play as well.
It is a short play, but it's so much in, isn't it?
Yeah,
involved in it in such a short space of time.
There's a lot of action.
There's a lot of laughs, and there's serious bits in it as well, isn't there? That pull at your heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything.
What is the play about?
Well, it centers around these four actors who are getting ready to do a show, and it's kind of like a bit of a laugh at looking at amateur dramatics and how things go on behind the scenes, how it doesn't always go to plan, and things go wrong as the evening goes on. So it kind of just follows the four lads getting ready to do that show, and a bit of chaos along the way.
And sorry, go on.
No, go on.
Because I was going to say as well, you will have gained a lot of experience from that as well, because you, Chris, and the other members of the play are members of All Saints Elton Theatre Company in Bury, which is, of course, an amateur dramatics company.
Yeah, we've been working together for quite a while now, haven't we? So that bond already there between us as actors off stage, and we understand each other as well, and we know how each other works, and we all bounce off each other when we are on stage, and that does go through, and I hope the audience see that, you know, that we all give it our best when we're up there, and we've known each other for quite a while. Some of us go back to Blood Brothers, and on the subject of Blood Brothers, that's how Andy came up with the idea of the Cupboard Boys, wasn't it?
Yeah, it came up while we was doing Blood Brothers, and we was actually using a cupboard to get changed in at the time. So people were asking me when I were, because they knew I'd wrote a few things, they were seeing if I was going to do something based on them and amateur dramatics and stuff, and I wasn't planning on anything. But as that week went on, being stuck in that cupboard every night, that's when I started getting a few ideas.
And the inspiration come from little bits that actually went on in the cupboard when we were in Blood Brothers. I mean, the dressing room we had was literally a cupboard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we were so close together, you couldn't swing a cat in there, and we were playing jokes on each other and winding each other up. And I said to yourself, didn't I, it'd be great if you could write a script on amateur dramatics based in a cupboard, and what actually goes on behind the scenes in amateur dramatics, because every character that is in the Cupboard Boys is loosely based on real people in an amateur dramatics, and how people act and how people react.
It's quite interesting that you mentioned Blood Brothers, because that's the first time I met you all.
Yeah.
Because I have do now have an ongoing partnership with All Saints Elton Theatre Company, which have done a few interviews about various productions. Matilda Junior, Beauty and the Beast, and we'll be doing one for Be My Baby, and hopefully more in the future.
Yeah.
That's the very first production that I interviewed the cast members about. 1 minute.
We're like ghosts on this. It's like the sun's fading around.
So this is for you, Andy.
We're just switching position because the sun's like in our face.
I can't go that way. Here we go.
This is a question really for you, Andy, because you're the writer of the play. Obviously, you've wrote your own book before this week, which I interviewed you about, and your son has wrote a book about his experiences, hopefully going to be interviewing him in the near future. So what was the writing process like of writing a play? I suppose it was very different to writing a book like you have before.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was dead easy, because when you're writing novels, there's a lot of there's a lot of description and a lot of showing, you know, and whereas when you're writing a script, it's just tell. So I don't have to show anyone's anger and waste like 2 or 3 sentences showing someone getting annoyed by, like, I don't know, rubbing their head or getting agitated by throwing something across the room. I can just write, Sammy got angry, and that's it. So the writing process I found was, after writing a novel, was easy, and the story all came to me within just a few days. I wrote it in a week, and I took it to Chris. We both met for coffee, and I hadn't showed it to anyone else, but he'd read it, and then I remember meeting him, and he said he liked it. So after speaking to Chris, I then got the confidence to take it to All Saints. But I don't know. I didn't have any story. I didn't plan it. I just sat at the computer, and it all just came within the space of a week. Obviously, there's been a few drafts since then, a few rewrites. We've added new scenes here and there, but the core of it was done before November, really.
Everyone's had a little bit of input into it as well, and I think Andy will tell you that when you're writing your own stuff and you're the creator of it, you can really go down whatever road you want, really, can't you? And express yourself a little bit more. And with it being Andy's play, everyone in the cast has took it on as our play, so we've all put our own little input into it as well. And Andy's been great in the way that he's let us all express ourselves on stage, and he's let us try different things. And okay, if it works, give it a go. If it doesn't work, then what have we lost? Nothing. So we've had a good laugh in rehearsals, a really good laugh, and it's probably it's up there with one of the funniest rehearsal sessions that I've had, the Cupboard Boys, because we do get along, we do have a laugh, and we have fun as well. And I think that's the important thing about amateur dramatics, and a lot of people forget, have fun. It's about having fun, not taking things too seriously. And character Edward, he takes things far too seriously, and Sammy doesn't. He's laid back like Bob. So yeah, it's been great, and I've really enjoyed it. Yeah.
That was sort of my next question, how are rehearsals going? But you've sort of answered that question. So I'm going to change it. Obviously, you know of all the cast members outside of, amateur dramatics, very good friends. Are there any characters now? You could possibly say this because we're not with us, but are there any characters in the play that are very similar to the people who are portraying them?
Definitely Edward. Edward is definitely like,
he look mad.
Like not literally like him, but no, he's based on himself.
Yeah,
but exaggerated.
It was easy to write. Like I wrote it for the people that are in it. That's another thing that made it easier. Like with Chris, he really is just playing himself, aren't you?
Yeah,
he's probably Sammy's probably got a bit more bite. Chris is a lot nicer than Sammy, I think, personally.
Yeah.
But apart from that, the humour, the energy, the fun that Chris brings, that's what Sammy's like. My character, he probably is similar to me, but I don't know. I don't think he's as daft. I mean, no, sorry. He's more daft than me. I'm not that daft.
Bob, the character that Andy plays, Bob, he's slightly wise as well. Bob's like the George Harrison of the group. He's very quiet, but when he does speak, everyone tends to listen in the cupboard. Martin as well. Is a similar character, isn't he?
Yeah.
Martin, you don't know whether to trust Martin, and that's the.
Yeah, there's more than meets the eye too. Martin plays Colin, by the way, and there's just a little more than meets the eye to his character, but on the whole, again, he is like Martin, just a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he's a bit different to the others because he's slightly older, slightly more mature than them. And I suppose he just kind of like is the father figure a bit and tries to keep these three crazy brothers in line.
But there's also something there, but we're not going to tell you too much. So there's also something about his character that you need to keep an eye out for.
So, and you never know, maybe because you've got to know me so well over the months, but you could write a play about me and these interviews that I do and stuff, and you took part in. You never know. So,
and are you going to play yourself? Would you play yourself, or would you like someone to play you?
I would like someone to play me because.
Would you? Wow.
I would like maybe. I don't like to be in this. Well, when I do my interviews, I like to not put the emphasis on me. I'm answering the questions, but I want to make who I'm interviewing in the spotlight.
Yeah, of course.
So,
well, right. We want to call it the Adventures of the Butterfly Princess.
yeah, okay. So, Andy, so obviously now you've written a book and you've written this play. So, what's rewarding for you as a writer to see it? You've written this play, you've written a book, and it's being performed on a stage. It's the UK debut in August, so that must be a very proud moment for you.
Yeah, it is. It is a proud moment. I do like it when my work's recognised. I do like it when people tell me they read something and they enjoyed it. It's probably one of the main reasons why I do it. Really looking forward to seeing it all come to life, though. That's the most exciting bit to me. I just wish I could be in the audience sometimes so I could watch it a bit more.
That's the exciting bit for me. Sorry to cut you off. That's the exciting bit for me is that, we sat down and we spoke about this idea of the Cupboard Boys, and then to see it written into a script, and then to see it actually come alive. It's a credit to Andy, and he's such a talented guy, and to be a part of it, to be a part of one of his first ever scripts, it's an honour, and I'm not just speaking for myself, I'm speaking for everybody else in the cast. The lad's done well, and it's a really good script, and it's something that he should be very proud of.
And I, really enjoyed getting to know you, Andy. Like I said before, I really thank you for the opportunities you've given me to promote your work and maybe promote on future work. So I really thank you for that opportunity. And obviously getting to meet everyone who's part of All Saints as well. So Andy, again, what advice would you give to anyone who may be watching this interview or reading this interview when I've transcribed it into like a Q&A session? What advice would you give to anyone who's been maybe been inspired to write their own play or write their own novel?
I'd say you've just got to put the hours in. This didn't come easy for me. Like, I've been writing for about 10 years, and it's only in the past year or so that my work's been recognised. So it depends what stage someone's at. If they're 10 years down the line, they probably don't need any advice from me. But if they're just starting out, I'd say write a lot, read a lot, and also go out and have experiences, because I feel like some writers sometimes they just sit in a room plotting these stories all the time. And I think it was Indiana Jones that said if you want to be a good archaeologist, you got to get out of the library. So if you want to be a good writer, you've got to go out and have experiences, or you've got nothing to write about. Unless you're good at plotting, and I'm not. It all has to come to me. Just naturally, it all just has to come to me, and I just write as I go. The only other advice apart from that is there's a book on Amazon called How I Wrote a Book, and that's by someone called Andrew Braiden. And
I like the way you've done your own plug for your own book there. That is fantastic. I love that.
For any amateur writers, if they want to read that, it doesn't tell you how to write a book, but it tells them how I did it, and they might take a bit of inspiration from that.
So, again, this is a question specifically for you, Andy. I'm sorry, Chris, but that these questions aren't directed.
No, it's fine. No, it's totally fine. Totally fine. Not a problem.
You know Andy quite well. So, so Andy, you've written this play, you've wrote a book. This play is going to be performed in August for UK debut. So what is next for Andrew Braiden? Are you going to do more writing? Are you going to do What's next on the cards?
I don't know. I've not got any writing planned. I'm thinking about. I suppose I'm thinking about doing a little follow up to Cupboard Boys. Maybe,
Oh,
maybe beefing up the original with another act, because we're gonna run this as a one act play, and I think if other societies and stuff want to do it in the future, which I'd be happy for them to do, it might need beefing up a bit, and I'm thinking of writing a second act to go with it, just to make it a longer play, really, and hopefully be
am I gonna be in it?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
So yeah, I might do something with that. Other than that, no, I've not got any writing planned at all. It takes up a lot of time, and it's a very hard, lonely process. You sat at your computer a lot, and I feel like I've done that for a long time now, and I want to go out and have a few adventures. Need some new material anyway.
So possibly more adventures in Australia. Maybe we'll get to meet your friend the Swede again. We never know.
You never
Possibly.
know.
So
Andy
where,
and Chris down under.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah.
so when and where is this play being performed?
You get that.
It's being performed at All Saints House, Elton, our headquarters. It's 1st of August to the 2nd of August. So that's a Friday and a
It's Thursday and a Friday.
Thursday and a Friday night. So if you're not doing nothing, please support your local theatre. It's a lovely little theatre, Elton. It's not the biggest room, but it's small and it's intimate. And the stage is quite low, so you really do get a sense that you are a part of the play. You're a part of every single moment, and it's very intimate, isn't it? It's very low. The stage is very low, so yeah, get your tickets on Ticket Source. Get behind your local theatre and get behind your local writers like Andy, because they need all the help they can get.
Yeah.
Well,
And if you anyone that's not thinking of coming, if you can just spread the word about it, because we really do want to perform this to a sellout audience, and it's the tickets are cheap. It's £6 a ticket, which is the price of a beer these days. So
I don't even think you can get a pint in some places for £6. So please come down and support us. Get your missus, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever. Come down and get behind us. And let us know at the end of it what you think as well.
oh, well, thanks, Andy and Chris, for talking to me. And
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks again. It's been lovely to see you both again.
And
Thanks
you.
Thanks very much.
Okay, bye.
See you later. Bye. Bye.